Welcome back, children. In last slide, we had learnt how sun bloomed after 7 years. Correct? In the planet Venus. Now, all children were enjoying and they were having fun amidst that jungle, and also they lost their own control over their life because they had never seen this beautiful life. They were just enjoying the warmth of sunshine. They threw themselves on the carpet of grasses, and the jungle, which was almost white in color or cheesy in color or inkish in color, was now just flourishing in between this sunlight, and octopi, which was stretching its body, okay, to dry itself under the sun. The beauty of sun was unexplainable, where Venus was enjoying the beauty after 7 years. It was experiencing the warmth of the sunlight. Now, after the 2 hours, the situation was about to change. And then, in the midst of their running, one of the girls wailed. One among that girls, she shouted, means she cried. Wailed means to cry or to shout. Everyone stopped. The girl standing in the open held out her hand. She was under the sun. She just stretched her hand. Oh, look, look, she said, trembling. They came slowly to look at her opened palm. In the center of it, cupped and huge, was a single raindrop. She began to cry looking at it. They glanced quietly at the sun. What happened? One girl suddenly shouted and she stretched her hand and she cupped her palm. In that palm, only one drop of rain fell there, and it was shining like anything under that sunshine. All children glanced quietly and started crying loudly, and looking at that again turned towards the sun very quietly. Oh, oh, a few cold drops fell on their nose and their cheeks and their mouths. The sun faded behind a stir of mist. That raindrop which fell in the child's palm was again the first raindrop which started to rain after 2 hours. Suddenly, the drops of rain started to fall on the face, cheeks, nose, everywhere, and again the sun faded behind a stir of mist. Behind the clouds, once again, the rain was fading away. A wind blew cold around them. One wind, which was quite very cold, blew very speed, and they turned and started to walk back toward the underground house, their hands at their sides, their smiles vanishing away. A boom of thunder startled them, and like leaves before a new hurricane, they tumbled upon each other and ran. Lightning struck 10 miles away, 5 miles away, a mile, a half a mile. The sky darkened into midnight in a flash. Now, suddenly, before a hurricane or before whatever it is, the situation suddenly started changing, and the changing situation was known by the flapping of the leaves, and also the rain was just fastening up now, and suddenly a boom of thunder startled, and now again the darkness covered the Venus, and children started running back towards that underground way or tunnel in which they should move away to their school. Now suddenly lightning struck 10 miles away, 5 miles away, a mile. The lightning from the sky started covering its distance towards the Venus. Now, in a flash, it was dark night. They stood in the doorway of the underground for a moment until it was raining hard. Suddenly, they stood in the doorway of the underground way. They reached the safe place. Then they closed the door and heard the gigantic sound of the rain falling into tons and avalanches everywhere and forever. They closed the doors. Now, again, the heavy rain started sliding down, avalanches, heavy rains that started sliding down, and also gigantic heavy sound of thunder started. They heard the heavy sounds, and heavy thick rain was raining outside. Somehow they reached inside by fading away the whole smile, happiness, the sunshine, what they enjoyed for this 2 hours after 7 years. Will it be 7 more years? Yes, 7. Then one of them gave a little cry. Margot! What? She's still in the closet where we locked her? Margot! They stood as if someone had driven them, like so many stakes, into the floor. They looked at each other and then looked away. They glanced out at the world that was raining now and raining steadily. They could not meet each other's glances. Their faces were solemn and pale. They looked at their hands and feet, their faces down. Margot, one of the girls said. Well, no one moved. Go on, whispered the girl. They walked slowly down the hall in the sound of cold rain. They turned through the doorway to the room in the sound of the storm and thunder, lightning on their faces, blue and terrible. They walked over to the closet door slowly and stood by it. Behind the closet door was only silence. They unlocked the door even more slowly and let Margot out. Yeah, they came inside and the discussion started. Will it be 7 more years? So the reply was yes, 7. With this, they remembered the little Margot whom they locked in the closet before they could go out in the sun. Now suddenly their faces went pale and they suddenly started remembering the girl's condition inside the closet, and now, without making much noise, they walked near the closet and slowly they opened the door and nothing was there inside. They stood as if someone had driven away. Their faces were like just someone have just pushed them very badly, like so many stakes with so many sticks on the floor. They were pushed as if the whole world is broken on their head. They looked each other. They wanted that Margot to come outside, but now the rain was raining steadily. They could not even face each other. Their faces were quite very serious and pale. They looked around their hands. They looked at their hands and feet. Their faces were quite very dull and down. Margot, one of the girls said, well, they wanted to bring out that, means take out that Margot out of that closet. One girl. They started moving. Well, no one moved. Go on, whispered the girl. One girl said, please move ahead. Let us open that girl and bring out that girl outside that closet. They walked slowly down the hall in the sound of the cold rain. The rain sound was covering up the whole surroundings. In that sound, they walked near the doorway. Slowly, they entered that tunnel and they reached that room where they had locked Margot. Only the sounds of thunder and storms were heard. Lightning was just seen on their faces, which turned their faces blue and terrible because they understood the condition, what that Margot was waiting for and what she had missed for coming 7 years, because of whom she had missed. What all they have made, how bad, how terrible they have made this girl's condition by putting her inside the closet. They walked near the closet, but closet was quite very silent. No sound. Before they could leave the room, you can remember that she was fighting badly to come out of that closet, but now it was quite very quiet, silent. They unlocked the door even more slowly and let Margot out, only to see the terrible face of the Margot, to put her in the worst pain ever, and the unanswerable pain what they have given to this child could be witnessed by these pale faces, which though they were regretting, but they were not forgivable. The child who was inside the closet had lost the most awaited moment of her life, which she really was waiting for all these years. Once, from the time when she had reached this Venus, she was waiting for this moment, but now, because of the stupid children, because of their terrible nature, because of their harsh behavior with this child, they put this child in a terrible and most horrible, painful and regrettable condition for next 7 years. The child Margot was excited, was silent and was very much upset for all the situation happened with her. My dearest children, knowingly or unknowingly, sometimes we play fools for a mere fun or for some enjoyment, which is really not done for the other person who deserves or who dreams for something else. Be very cautious when you take some decision for one small enjoyment. If your friends are aggressive, try them to make them to understand that what they are doing is wrong. If you can't do it better, take the help of elders to help out the situation. Don't behave rudely with any of your friends. With this, we have learned the 10th story, All Summer in a Day, clearly. Thank you.